I want to ask you, just for our listeners to know, we connected through football.
Really?
Specifically African football. I was attending a virtual
Oh, yes, yes,
symposium
yes,
might be too big of a word, but it was by the Africa Center, and they were talking
yes.
about the future of African football. And I said, "Oh, this sounds interesting," because I don't know much about football in Africa, and I was really excited to watch AFCON. Was that
Hey,
this year
yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah,
This year
was
was
it
last.
it was last
It
year.
was
Yeah.
this year. It was this year, but it's for 2023. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I was pumped. I was excited to watch it. And there's so many teams that look really good. So now that we have AFCON coming up again, who do you like?
That's a tough question. Uh, yeah, because my brother Mayor, yeah, who was on that panel, he just did a video assessing the teams, but it's gonna be almost in a year's time.
Yeah.
The teams that I like right now could be out of form by December 2025, and inshallah, I'll be in Morocco then,
Mm.
watch the tournament live, my first time live at AFCON. I'll give you like three teams that
Okay.
I will give you three teams. I always pick a team coached by an indigenous coach, but I will
Okay.
break that rule for one team.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a caveat to why I'm picking that team. You can't go against the host, Morocco. They're doing everything that I love when it comes to African football, coached by Moroccan.
Mhm.
Their team has, and they have a mix of Morocco players playing in Morocco, players playing in Africa, players playing in Asia and Europe.
Mhm.
So they have everything I like. They're playing fantastically, but they're on home soil. So it's hard to bet against the host right now. But it's AFCON. It's always a surprise. So I wouldn't be
Right.
surprised if they don't
Right.
win,
Mhm.
but I would like them to win. They haven't won since the 70s. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Number two is South Africa.
Okay.
I wouldn't have picked South Africa under normal circumstances,
Mhm.
but that's the only big team that will show up with vast majority of its players playing in Africa and
Okay.
specifically in South Africa, even though it's coached by a non-African and a white non-African. If it was a white African, I'm fine with that, but it's a non-white European, and the white European hasn't won in a few tournaments. He's doing something good with the boys from South Africa. So I'm okay with that. The third team, which is a very tough choice to pick between Cote d'Ivoire, defending champions, Senegal, and Egypt, one of those three. Egypt is looking really good right now. They are the
Okay.
most successful team on the continent, coached
Mhm.
by Egyptian national international,
Mhm.
who's a twin. His twin brothers on the bench too. One has hair, one doesn't have hair. So I'm biased with my bald brothers. Senegal is technically the strongest African team, but
Mhm.
they have no player playing in Senegal or on the
Mm.
continent on their team. But they're
Interesting.
coached by Senegalese.
Okay.
Same thing with Cote d'Ivoire, the defending champions, but they're coached by Ivorian. I have a bias, but West Africans have they have West African have won the last two.
Mhm.
So Egypt always come with in South Africa. Majority of their players play in Egypt,
Mhm.
so they know how to turn it on when it's tournament time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of so technically I gave five teams. So
Okay.
let's
I'll
keep
take
it
it.
five. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take it.
So yeah.
All right. So when we come back in a year or so, and AFCON is it's already underway, we're gonna replay this. You have to come back
Oh please, I will.
and give your
I'll probably be
analysis.
in Morocco when you call me.
Okay. But also, I've wanted to talk about language in football
Oh, you
because
got to talk to me out then.
I've always wondered during World Cup, when you're a referee or you're a journalist and you've got people from literally every corner of the world, how much language comes into play of that. I've just always been so curious about that. Yes, I'd love to talk to somebody who has some soccer, football.
So there's a whole different episode we can do where I got a whole language thing on soccer from
Mhm,
back home to
mhm.
as a fan. Yeah, yes, a whole we can spend a lot of time. There's a lot of time we can spend on soccer
Yes, let's do it. That
because
would be amazing. Let's talk
yeah.
about that and try to figure that out because I
And
would.
the women's AFCON is also next summer in Morocco.
Oh, great,
Yeah.
great.
So because I'm a big African soccer guy. I don't
Yeah,
detach from Europe. I still follow my European team, but not as crazy because African soccer doesn't get as much love as it should.
I agree.
So I follow the women's and men's
Mhm.
African soccer. So,
Yes.
uh, yeah, I'll
Um,
send you the African football ceremony. I think it should be tomorrow or next tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. I'll send you the link when it's
okay.
going on.
Yeah, do definitely, because I need to get more into African football for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. I was so impressed with AFCON last time. I was, like, in it, and I was going for Côte d'Ivoire, but I was like,
If I know you should have watched the final with us. We were at the Senegalese restaurant in Brooklyn.
"Oh,
Ah,
man."
there were a lot of Nigerians who were mad at me. Are you sure you're Nigerian? Like, yeah, but I'm here to support Cote d'Ivoire because I'll never support a European coach against an indigenous coach. Oh, like after the
Mhm.
match, one guy was like, and this guy, okay, you're football, but you still support Nigeria. I said, because I've been predicting the finals since I actually wrote something on either Medium. I haven't checked my Medium in a long time. Yeah, I posted it on Medium predicting who will win the 2019, yeah, 2019 AFCON.
Mhm.
And I said, that's when I started predicting indigenous coaches were going to
Mm.
win. And it was Algeria that won that. So and I said it was Algeria and
Yeah.
Senegal that will win
Yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah.
2019. And since
Wow.
then, I've been on the indigenous
Okay.
picks.
Well,
So even when I
fire.
clash with me, I told him like, yeah, you can check online. You see that I stand on that. I stand on that.
I love that.